do what she wanted, in her blood to turn everything into a con. "Why you're dating your therapist is beyond me," Amy was saying. "Your health insurance covered his fees." "My ex-therapist." Sophie squinted at the deserted, tree-lined road before them. Ominous. "It saved a lot of time. You don't know what a relief it was not to have to explain the family to him." "You know, sometimes I think it's just our destiny to be bad." Amy took her eyes off the road to smile at Sophie. "What do you say we quit making wedding videos and fall like the rest of the Dempseys?" "No," Sophie said. "The fall will kill us." She waited for an argument, but Amy was already distracted. "Oh, wow!" She leaned forward and slowed the car. "Gotta love these road signs." Sophie turned to read the battered white and black signs. Temptation Rotary Club. First Lutheran Church of Temptation. Temptation Ladies Club. Temptation Nighttime Theater. The last one was a corroded green and cream metal sign that said, "Welcome to Temptation." Under it was a smaller sign in the same rusted antique green that said, "Phineas T. Tucker, Mayor." And under that, a newer but still battered sign said, "We believe in family values." "Get me out of here," Sophie said. "Can you imagine how old Phineas T. must be if the sign is that rusted?" Amy said. "Older than God. Hasn't had sex since the bicentennial. Do you think the Church of Temptation is like the Church of Baseball?" "Not if it's Lutheran," Sophie said. Then they crested the hill, and there was Temptation. "Pleasantville," Amy said, taking off her sunglasses. "Amityville," Sophie said. The town proper was on the other side of a muddy river that streamed sullenly under a gunmetal bridge at the bottom of the hill. Beyond the bridge, the land rose up green and lush behind smug little brick and frame houses, and as the hills rose, the houses got bigger, much bigger. Sophie knew the kind of people who lived in houses like that. Not her kind. "It's quiet," she told Amy as they started down the hill. "Too quiet." But Amy was gaping at something in the distance. "Oh, my God!" Amy pulled off the road. "Look at that water tower!" She sat there rapt for a moment, and then she straightened. "What?" Sophie leaned forward to look. The flesh-colored, bullet-shaped tower thrust through the trees at the top of the hill, so aggressively phallic that Sophie forgot to fidget with her rings as she stared at it. "Hello, do you suppose they did that on purpose? I mean, you couldn't accidentally paint it to look like that, could you?" "Maybe Phineas T. is compensating. I don't care. I love this town." Amy handed Sophie her sunglasses, yanked her orange tube top into place, and reached between the seats for her camera. "My God, the visual opportunities! Change places with me." "Why?" Sophie said, but she climbed over the stick shift and into the driver's seat as Amy got out of the car. "Okay, the water tower is cute, but I bet the Chinese food here is terrible." When Amy gave her a dirty look, she said, "I'm not whining, it's a line, my cousin Vinny." Sophie squinted out at the road. "I will bet they don't have a decent pool table. Probably outlawed them." "Where are we going now?" "Back to the beginning." Amy got in the passenger side door. "I have to get all of this. The Church of Temptation, Phineas T. Tucker, and that big hard-on of a water tower. This is our opening credits crawl." "Can we film in public without a permit?" Sophie put on Amy's sunglasses with only a brief thought as to how pink plastic and rhinestones would look with her plain white blouse and khaki shorts. She double-checked the road and then pulled out and made a U-turn. "Because breaking the law is out." "They'll never know," Amy said, sounding way too much like their father. She braced the camera on the window and added, "I'll keep watch this way, and you keep an eye on the rear view in case somebody comes up behind us. Go about 5 miles an hour. I want to get all of this." Sophie drove back to where the signs began and turned around, keeping an eye on the rear view mirror as she did. All they needed was to get rear-ended by some irate citizen of temptation. Then as they reached the crest of the hill, the beige caddy zoomed out of a side road that Sophie hadn't even seen and smashed into their front fender. Sophie hit the brakes as she felt the impact, and the sound of crunching metal tore through her head at the same time Amy's sunglasses flew off her nose and hit the dashboard. She tasted blood as she bit her lip, gagged once as the seatbelt cut into her stomach, and then it was over, and they were sitting in the wrong lane with Dusty singing "I'll Try Anything" as if nothing had happened. There was no one coming the other way, so Sophie breathed deep, licked her bleeding lip, let go of the steering wheel, and turned to deal with the situation. Amy was bent over, her head at a funny angle under the dashboard. Sophie went cold. "Amy?" Amy straightened, holding the video camera. "It's okay. I dropped it, but it's fine." She scowled at the dash and picked up her glasses, and the broken lenses fell out. "But my sunglasses are history, damn it." Sophie swallowed her panic and tried to stop shaking. "Oh, good. Good. The camera's okay. Good. Sorry about the glasses." She turned Dusty off in the middle of "Playing it safe is just for fools" and said,